huge problem.
Right. By God.
It's a good day.
Hey guys, we are Matt and Cass, and for the last 2 years we have been living, traveling, and exploring the US in our self-converted shuttle bus. We recently bought a 1988 Astro Tiger Provan that we plan to convert into our new, more capable tiny home on wheels. Follow along as we bring this old beauty back to life. Cheers!
Alright, so we have 2 of these. It's going to mount onto the bumper. We have some steel brackets that are going to come out to actually support it. One will be on this side, one will be on the other touching. It's going to serve for extra storage. We're going to modify our bike rack to mount on top of these so that we can actually use this, the top of this, as our bike rack. Hopefully it'll work. We'll see. Fingers crossed. It's a bright, sunny, nice Sunday here. Let's get this thing done. Alright, so quick little step here. There was this post that was the mount for our spare tire that we actually just hacksawed off to make room for this, and we're going to remount the spare tire higher up on the back of the van. But because there's exposed metal, I'm just going to spray paint it with some truck bed liner. I just used a wire brush, scratched it down, rinsed it off with some water, and I'll just give it a quick little covering just because it's exposed metal.
Try to get behind it. And that should be good.
Here are the bars that we're using for our mounting brackets. We are going to use 3 of these on each side, then use self-tapping metal screws right into the bumper. And the bumper is actually like thick steel that goes right into the frame, and that's because there's actually a tow hitch on the back of our bumper. So I got to make a couple cuts. They're going to be 17 inches each, and then 3 of those each. 3 mounting brackets each for each toolbox. Let's chop these up.
You're doing great.
Doing great.
Mwah. Back to work.
So we got the 3 supporting bars cut for our first toolbox. Now we want to spray paint them just to protect them from some rust. Already got 2 down, 1 to go. We are about to put our first bracket on. I have my bracket all spray painted. I actually made a quick mistake and started to put these in with the self-tapping metal screws and forgot that I need to do something here. If you look, when I'm mounting here on this metal part, it's going to be a different height than when I mount it over this. Now I would take that off, but it's a little bit of a pain and it's going to give me an unclean surface, so I'd rather leave that off and then raise just the section that doesn't have that little rubber. So what I did was on a section that had the rubber that we didn't need it, meaning we weren't going to have a mounting bracket, I just cut that out, cut my own piece, and I'm going to lay that down right here for me to mount my bracket on. I had to play with a little bit of the screws to kind of get it to level off, but it's now in there. We're using 14 gauge screws into the steel bumper with the steel bracket. Again, there's going to be 3 of them per 30-inch box. And if you can see, that thing's really, really strong. We don't plan to overload these with weight and then that weight being distributed against 3 of these for each toolbox. I think they're going to be pretty solid. We got all the brackets on, and something I want to show you guys is while we're working. Look at the view. I don't know if it really shows it very great. It's beautiful. But now that all the brackets are on, let's check it out. There you can see the 3 brackets for the left. Got 14 gauge metal self-tapping screws going in. Got all 6 brackets there. Now let's go put them on and see what it looks like. This is gonna be a rough put on. It's not gonna be installed, so they might look a little uneven, but let's check it out.
It looks great, huh?
They look pretty good. They're not perfectly level yet. Now what I'm gonna do is from the inside, I'm gonna drill holes into our brackets. And then from the inside, I'm gonna put bolts on, so they'll be bolted on so we can actually remove these if we ever want to remove them. That's the next step.
It is very cold. I'm wearing the most warm things that we own.
Now we are working on mounting. Basically, I just drilled a hole through our middle support beam. That way we can pivot it side to side if we still need to, since it's not done at the ends. Drill in the hole 1/4 inch so that we then have the bolts and the locking nuts to go through. First bolt in, so that's just our little securing bolt. We can still pivot it a little bit if we need, but we'll keep rocking and rolling. Rocking and rolling. Rocking? Is that an AC/DC song?
I don't know. You're the AC/DC freak.
Just 8 more times to go.
Getting close. Oh my god, it hurts so bad.
You're not doing good.
Yeah, well, my drill bit sucks, and this angle isn't the greatest, and what else?
What else is wrong? How you feeling about your project?
Really good. Really tired,
Really tired.
but really good.
It's been a big day. So the toolboxes are officially mounted. Woo! Good job, babe. Yeah, give him a little shake.
Oh, shaky shake.
A little shake. Oh, those ain't going anywhere.
Real strong.
Real strong.
We will not be finishing all of it today, but
No.
we're getting through most of it today, so
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Okay, guys, Matt's getting a little tired to talk to the camera, so you got me. This is our backup lights. We're actually gonna mount 2 on them, so they're gonna go like this. So I'll show you guys. He drilled a little hole here, as you can see, and then it's gonna go 1 and 2, so it'll be enough to cover. We have to still wait for the second one to come in. We thought these were gonna be enough, but they're a little smaller than we expected. So 1, 2 up there. They'll look super, super good, I think. Bloop, bloop. And we'll see. He is trying to finish up some last minute projects, but this is definitely going to go into a tomorrow project.
Figuring out how to wire the taillights.
The taillights are kind of a mess.
Yeah, it is quite the mess, just like how the ones originally were. We've been troubleshooting, things not working, fuses breaking and everything, so my idea right now is I'm eventually gonna just totally disconnect everything from the taillights, like that's in the system, and just find the wire that comes back, the original wire that comes back, and just tie into those, because right now they're all spliced in different directions, then spliced for the trailer light, so yeah. But for the time being, I'm just gonna tap into the trailer light.
Woo! How does that feel?
So good.
So
So
good.
good.
Look
So
at that.
good.
That looks so good.
It does.
Do we need a second one?
If we mount a gas can or something here, then we will. If we don't, I would say no. So I say in the beginning, we just keep these.
Ready, babe?
I might
Looks like we're still having problems with our brake and 4-ways.
connect in the last wires.
Feels good, no?
Yes, it does. I did not think I was going to get this far. And while this project isn't completely done, because I actually need to take the toolboxes off again to cut all the wiring and fix it all up, it's all done with bolts, so it only should take about 15 minutes or so. But being able to get the wiring generally done, the boxes mounted, everything working out nice, it's a good day.
They're on! Woo! Alright guys, we are done.
I gotta test the right signal light first.
Okay,
I
we're
just gotta
almost
make
there.
sure.
Oh, we're turning right, baby! Woo! Right. Right. Oh, that feels good.
That's a wrap.
Let's say goodnight. Good morning, guys. It is the next day after that truck project, and we have good news.
So, 7 a.m., I start thinking, I'm like, man, this has to be simpler than it seems. Our stoplight and our turn signal is the same light, so it's like part of the same switch. So I just assumed it was part of the same fuse in the fuse panel. Well, I grabbed out my repair manual that I got for the van, and I'm looking at the wiring diagram, and it says it fuses into a fuse for the brake lights. And I was like, huh. Also, our four-ways weren't working, our hazard lights. Well, I run out there and I look and I don't see it. Then I see tucked in the top corner of the fuse panel, hidden behind some custom wiring, there is a fuse. I pull it out and it's popped. I replace it. That fuse is also for the hazards, and bang, it all works.
We've been trying to chase this down since we bought the van.
It's been a mess to try to figure out
the light situation, but I think it's done.
I think we're good. Yep.
What?
And we were gonna put in an additional set of those LEDs because originally I was going to cut out the existing taillights so that they wouldn't be used at all. But now that we don't need to because everything's working right, yeah. I don't think I need that additional LED because you'll actually be able to see one of the existing taillights.
So also saved us $20.
Yep. So now it's just the bike rack.
That's it. That's what the plan today.
Bike rack day. So the last step of this install for our toolbox bike rack system is taking apart our existing bike rack and then figuring out how we're going to mount it on the top of the toolboxes. So I'll show you what we're working with. I've already gotten one taken apart, but this is the Kuat Sherpa 2 bike rack. When we had our Jeep, we actually just had it on the back of the Jeep and we'd tow that all behind the bus. But now being down into the van, we need to be able to have the bikes on the van. We don't want to go with like an extended tow hitch kind of assembly with this rack, because then we're just increasing the length of the van and diminishing our approach angle. We're going up or down something really steep. So right now I'm just getting into taking this all apart. We love this thing. That's why we're sticking with this. First off, we have it. It's really expensive, but it's fantastic quality bike rack. We think it'll hold really well. So let's get the second one off and then get it on the toolboxes.
This turned into a huge problem.
Yep. So the bar that the bike sits in on the rack is actually curved. So that was the first problem. So it was figuring that out. Then the strap that you strap the back tire in, if you mount it on top of a flat surface, you can't pull the strap through.
So second
that's
problem.
Problem 2. Problem 3, with how the depth of our toolboxes work, and we were trying to keep our toolboxes as close to the back of the van as possible to not increase our overall length, and because it was stronger for mounting into the bumper. With the depth of them, the bike that's on the back, its handlebars will overlap our roof, meaning we can't pop the top of our van if the back bike is on the bike rack, which is not an option.
No, that's not an option. So
it's
back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board.
So after we completely redirected our minds onto doing something different, we are back doing this again.
Original idea, just redesigned. We just drilled holes in the toolbox and still don't know if it's gonna work. It's definitely closer to working than we thought at first.
We think it's going to.
We'll see. We'll see.
There's been a lot of thinking for this project. A lot of just like, maybe this will work and hopefully it does, and this toolbox went by so easy and perfect.
And this was supposed to be the easy part.
Yeah.
I thought the toolbox was going to be the hard part and the bike rack's going to be easy. Nope. No.
Nope. So, here we are. So far it seems to be working. Keep it going. day 3 of working on the back rack and bike rack situation for our van. Matt is out there again. We left at 6 a.m. this morning to go to Home Depot because there was a couple last minute things we needed to reinforce it. So let's go see what he's up to. Hey baby.
What's up?
How's the reinforcements going?
Good. If you put your thing in there, you'll see I'm putting the steel plate across. I'm gonna drill new holes for those 2 bolts over here. And it goes across because that's where the pull of the bike rack, it rocks this way. So it's supposed to distribute the weight from the bike rack across that steel plate. So all of that weight, rather than being just on the washers, is spread amongst that.
After day 3 of this project, you can tell my husband's a bit over it. A bit over trying to make this happen. But I think this should be it, right?
We'll see.
We'll see. Again, we'll see. Okay guys, after 3 days, woo!
We got it.
This is the final product. So we have both bikes, the toolbox is there, everything clears. We just did the trial.
And if you come in here, I'll show you. So this is that steel plate that's distributing the weight that I was talking about. We got a few others coming through that I just use larger washers. But yeah, this is going to help distribute the weight, which holds them a little better. I mean, they're pretty well on there. It's really, they don't rock around any more than they did when they were part of the actual tow hitch assembly. We think we're going to try to get something better to secure them just close to the van. Maybe a D-ring and some sort of like rubber strong bungee. But this is...
But we feel pretty confident.
Yeah, yeah.
This is good!
Alright, thank you for watching this video. We are basically done. Just a few little updates, but y'all don't need to see those.
We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something along the way as well as we did.
Yep, if you have any questions on the things that we used, just comment below. We'll comment back.
We'll talk soon, guys.
Check in on
Till
our
the
next build
next
video.
project.
Cheers, y'all.